need you to tell us what happened.
Well, it was a Friday evening. I was walking around the XL Centre with my friend, and we were heading to the train station, and then we heard some scuffling noises between two guys.
So what did the scuffling noise sound like?
It just
Was
sounded...
the voice high pitch or low pitch?
No, it just sounded like shoes and things scraping the floor and some loud voices. There were kind of deep voices, and it was very aggressive, so I was a bit stunned at that time, but my friend wanted to...
Can we get the name of your friend? Is that possible?
No, sorry. But my friend went over to them, but by that time it happened, I got to the top of the stairs and I saw it was just a man lying on the floor, and I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there.
What did the man look like?
I don't...
Skin colour, age, height?
I don't remember too clearly, but I think he was wearing a dark coloured hoodie, maybe dark blue or black.
Did he have the hood over his head?
I think partially, that's why I couldn't really see his face, but my friend probably did, because he was asking, "Oh, are you okay, are you okay?" But there was no response, so he asked me to call the police.
What did you say to the police?
Well, I called them, and they asked what happened and where I am. So I told them I was at the XL Centre, next to the train station, and that a man was lying on the floor, probably after a fight or something. I don't really remember the details too clearly. But yeah, that's why I said. So the police came and tried to sort things out. And yeah, and
Okay.
then we went home.
Thank you for helping us. If we need to contact you, we've got all your details. Thank you.
Okay.
You must be Sandeep.
Yes.
My name is Dr. Amy Charlton. I'm male psychiatrist. I thought it would be really beneficial for you to be here today for a male session. I thought it might help her to open up a bit more about her feelings and emotions, because I've been struggling a bit trying to delve deep and get her to open up to me and feel relaxed, basically. So to begin with, Mel, I'd just like to ask you a few questions about how your week has been. Okay. Well, I've been in contact with a few of her friends and found out that she's been having some hallucinations. I've heard that she was making tea one time and noticed blood on her hands. Right. She went to go and wash them off and then found blood on her head as well, which wasn't entirely there at all.
Is that true, Mel? Mel, what happened?
Mel actually is having problems remembering the trauma of the incident. Are you aware of what happened? Has she spoken to you? Has anyone spoken to you about it?
No, I've been in no contact with her.
Okay, well, if I explain to you,
Yeah.
a while ago, Mel witnessed a murder, and she was questioned by the police, but doesn't actually remember that trauma. This is normally the case for anyone suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder. And occasionally people get hallucinations, people have bad dreams. They find it especially hard to open up and connect with people, which is very much the case with Mel here. I thought I would invite you here today because I think it's really important that people stay in contact with her. It's very easy for people who are struggling with anxiety or any fears for them to lock themselves away from society and not contact anyone or talk to anyone, and I think it's really important that we try and get her communicating as much as possible, even if it's small gestures. It doesn't necessarily have to be words, but trying to get her to open up, share her feelings. A lot of the time people think it's better for them to not talk about it, but when that happens, normally the emotions that get bottled up end up eating people from the inside, and then that's when people start to perhaps feel suicidal, and that's the last thing we want. Mel, I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and if you don't necessarily want to answer them, you can either nod or shake your head, or I'll try and move on to the next question. I was just going to ask if you've had any dreams recently. Have you been experiencing any visual images? Ignore that, that's just my assistant.
No. How are you? What did you do today? How was your day? You remember me, right? Yeah. I'm your brother, right? Don't worry, everything will be alright, yeah? I'm here.
Can you ask her if she's been re-experiencing the trauma?
Have you been experiencing any of those delusions? Can you see the things like which we don't see? Like, is there any thoughts going in your head? Or
What?
have you been doing anything to connect with other people? Have you been speaking to your family and friends? Have they tried contacting you? Since the trauma, has your alcohol intake increased? Have you?
I haven't drunk.
Okay. Have you been taking any medications help with your trauma? Have you gone to see a doctor? Have you been to the hospital?
Mel, say something.
You can. It's okay. You can tell me.
No.
Would you like a glass of water at all?
Don't worry, your brother's here, okay? I'm here.
If at any time you want the session to end, you're allowed to